Now, the face-off between the EFF party leader and Afriforum continued in court today. EFF leader Julius Malema has been hailed as a relevant figure in contemporary South African politics. Today's witness touched on the importance and deeper meaning behind political or struggle songs. Malema, though, remains adamant that the song Shoot the Boer is not a command to attack or kill. ANC reporter Manqoba Mchunu is following this case for us. Let's go live to him now for the latest update. Manqoba, good afternoon. So just the highlights, what happened in court? What's the latest you can tell us on this Friday afternoon?
Well, Pratel, we did hear arguments today here in court from an African culture expert who took the stand today as part of the EFF's witnesses that were brought here inside court. And of course, she has testified to the fact that songs like Shoot the Boer, in fact, have a history in this country and that they should not be banned. And her testimony was that a song like this is not incitive of violence and, in fact, is not a command for people to actually commit violence. And she says that in the modern era, this song has a place in society simply because it raises some of the social issues of the day and political issues that are highlighted by the different various parties. So that was part of the testimony that we've heard here in court. Of course, it is crucial given that the Afriforum has taken up the matter with this particular song, saying that it does incite violence and vilifies white farmers. So the expert that gave testimony here saying that this song should continue to be used in modern society. But let me talk to Afriforum's head of policy, who's here. Of course, he has also taken the stand here in court. Ernst Roots, thank you for your time. Let's start here. Ernst, your comment on the testimony that we heard here in court. What do you make of such suggestions that a song like Shoot the Boer should remain in society?
Well, I think it's good to hear from an expert like her, and I think what I took from her evidence that I think is very useful is the fact that we should respect each other's heritages, and we must cherish our heritage. The issue that was up for cross-examination is, of course, the question of whether this song, or relates to the question of whether this song constitutes hate speech. And in our argument, it's very clear, very obvious that this constitutes hate speech. And to say that a particular song constitutes hate speech and does not align with the constitutional and legal framework does not mean that it's somehow an attack on the heritage of a particular community. It is an attempt to protect each other's heritages, you could rather say, and it's an attempt to ensure that we foster and encourage a society in which we live in peaceful coexistence and in mutual recognition and respect.
As Afriforum, though, do you think that you've made strong enough a case here in court for this particular song to be banned and for Julius Malema to face possible prosecution?
Yes, we've been optimistic about this case from the start. And we are particularly optimistic now towards the end of this case, this trial, where all the experts, all the witnesses have been heard. Everyone has had an opportunity to state their case. The applicants who's Afriforum and the respondents. We believe our case has been strengthened throughout the trial in the witnesses that we called, but also in terms of cross-examination of Mr. Malema, who was cross-examined yesterday and the day before, and Professor Ghana, who was cross-examined today.
And of course, yesterday we did hear the EFF leader alluding to the fact that you're simply wasting the court's time by bringing this case here and that you're racist.
Yeah, of course, that would be his response. So we're not at all concerned about that. The question before this court is whether the singing of Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer constitutes hate speech. And it has been declared hate speech by the Human Rights Commission. The song Dubula Ibunu has been declared hate speech by this court, the same court, in 2011. And so we are quite clear that it's quite clear that we're going to achieve that again, or at least to continue with that. What came out in Mr. Malema's testimony yesterday is, at least our interpretation, is that he made some really vile racist comments about people based on the color of their skin, saying that all white people are treated and they should criminals and they should be treated as such, that he might possibly in future call for the slaughtering of white people and so forth. Some really atrocious things were said yesterday, which are atrocious to hear, but the tragic irony of this is that we believe it only strengthens our case.
And in terms of, if the court does not rule in your favor in this particular matter, what then?
Yes, well, it's too early to say what we'll do because that would depend on the judgment and how it's argued. Certainly the option of taking the matter on appeal is open to us, but I would be very surprised if it goes that way, because we are quite sure that we are going to succeed in our application.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. That was Ernest Roots, who is the policy head of Afriforum, speaking to us there just after that case here at the Equality Court today. But of course, Brad Dan, we do understand that closing arguments at this particular point will take place at a later stage. A date for that is still yet to be decided, and this matter has been postponed.
Thank you very much, Manqoba Mchunu, the latest on that matter between the EFF and the Afriforum. EFF leader Julius Malema and Afriforum, with the singing of the song Shoot the Boer. Now,